part 1, here we go. Part B, here we go. Part C, go. Part D, the 4th part. Part D. E, it'd be the 5th part, part E. And that's back to the beginning. So I'll go through each of those parts now and kind of talk about them and give some tips. So the first part has that nice roll on the E. If you're not a fan of rolls, you can always just do an E, G, E instead. And also just, it's fun to switch it up, right? So could be. All right, so. That's a little bit slower. I like to do a slur after each of the quarter notes, right? So we've got that G is a quarter note. Whatever you do on the E, or you'll end up bow on the F sharp. So if we are on the F sharp, that's really the key bowing pattern there. We go, starting, it'll be a F sharp, the F sharp, up bow. So the G is a quarter note, and so after that I slur the next two, and that gets me back to my starting point on the bow. So, and again. And again. And then we're back to here. So that bowing pattern is exactly the same in the second half. So I won't spend too long on each part, otherwise this video will turn into a million years. Here's the second part. We now have a B and G cross. And we've got B and G. And then A and F sharp. And we end on G. So those are thirds if you recognize that pattern. And there's that same slur pattern. So the G is a quarter note again, and then we slur up bow after that. So. And you'll see a lot of this is almost exactly the same, so you'll start to really get those little endings. In this part, I would say going up to that high G can seem a little bit intimidating, but it's just a G arpeggio. So if you can practice that a few times, the upper G arpeggio, it'll help a lot. And then we've got, and that's all that's really happening there. It seems like, oh my gosh, we're going all the way up high so fast, but it's a G arpeggio. A lot of scales going on there. The third part, we go way up high. We've got a nice roll on the high G. Or you can go and just go G, F sharp G. Right there, it's another arpeggio. It's a high D arpeggio. And then again. That's that. That's the third part. That one, it tricks me up, and I think I made a mistake in the first video and a couple other ones. I want to put the first, there's a lot of full scales, but there's one part at the end of that where you want to skip your first finger, and my first finger really wants to be part of the scale. So I'll show you where that is. We've got, that's just all the way walking up scales, and then right here. You have to start on the second finger, and I just kind of was trying to think, okay, that part is really all about the second finger. So we've got this roll on the second finger, or you can just do a turn. And then hop to G. So there's that part. The next part, it starts on open E. Actually, the last two parts both start on open E. This first one's got a nice, really intense minor sound. So we've got an open E and a B. And you can kind of get a nice double stop there. Super fun. There's oftentimes a little double, like almost like it'll be like a 16th note little ornament in here. That one only really works for me if I'm going up bow, so starting up bow on the open E, it would be up, pony, down. So a pony is just an eighth note, 2 eighth notes down, up. So up, down, and the they'd be 16th notes, down, but whatever. Like that. Sorry, it'd be up bow. Up, down, up. And then once that bowing pattern's in your hand, it would go a little faster, and you want it to be really sticky. And you can kind of get the double stop on the sticky bow, and it's so cool. So. And right there, we've got kind of 2 long slurs, which is so fun. And that's really like a slip jig, like specialty fun thing. It happens in the butterfly too, do, and another one, I don't know, it's reminding me of something else, but whatever. I've got 2 big slurs in a row, so like that. So up, slur, like that. Super fun. So that's just 2 scales. And that comes back on a lot of those parts. The last part we go back into major, but it's still open E. We go all the way down. It's kind of arpeggios and scales. And that's just the same ending as the beginning, so.